I have a special guest joining me on Primetime Local News today, and he will be in Lloydminster next week. Jeffrey Straker is joining me. Jeffrey, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You are bringing a very prairie Christmas to our city here on the 20th, 7:30 at the Juba Community Theater. Tell me what people can expect from this show.
So, A Very Prairie Christmas is a show I created 8 years ago. And so this is our eighth year taking this show to various places around Saskatchewan or Alberta. And it's centered around me singing songs of the season at the piano, like I did growing up as a kid on the farm in Punishai, Saskatchewan, often with my sister singing harmonies, and she joins the show too as part of the band. I'm joined by a band of three, so my sister sings harmonies. There's a wonderful acoustic guitar player and a really wonderful upright bass player. So we do it kind of in that acoustic style, but it allows us to do, traditional tunes and the classic tunes and a few original ones of my own and up tempo and sad, and we try to cover the gamut, and we do. As I mentioned, we've done this show all over Saskatchewan and Alberta for over 8 years, and it's a fun. I love it. I love bringing joy to people through these songs because there's so much joy in this music. But there's a really interesting thing about Christmas music that these songs, each song for people have memories attached to them. And it is so fantastic seeing from the stage people going down memory lane for this, two sets of music. It's really special and like a privilege to get to do.
And I assume that it's okay if people tend to sing along with some of these songs.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. We actually have a couple spots where we purposely, ask the audience to sing, but there is often just spontaneous singing, which is perfectly acceptable. Probably not acceptable at a lot of other shows throughout the year, say in a soft seat theater or something, but this one, absolutely. And worth mentioning too, not only is this evening in Lloydminster the concert of holiday and Christmas music, but they're having a dessert night too. So there's like cookies and dainties and all this sort of stuff at the break. So they're really rolling out a pretty special evening.
One thing they've also posted on the website is asking people to wear their ugly Christmas sweaters. Now, is that coming from you or is that the theater?
They and I didn't talk about that, but interestingly, on other shows I've done in the tour and in previous years, I've asked people to do that. And we've had ugly sweaters, we've had ugly dresses, we've had ugly suits. So it can be pretty fun.
Now, I know that some are maybe not quite in the Christmas spirit yet. And, you get busy. And then by that time, it's getting close to when you're so close to Christmas. So, is this kind of a good way for people to wind down their week and really just get into the full Christmas spirit on those final few days before the actual holiday?
Yeah, so perfect thing to point out. This show is on December 20th. Like there's only 5 days left before the big day. And I gotta say, if you're not in the Christmas spirit yet, get yourself down to that theater. Now there are very few tickets left, I might add, but get yourself into that theater because I guarantee you, every time we're done this show, people come up to us and say, "Oh my God, I'm feeling so in the Christmas spirit now." And so, it's hard to describe that in words to someone, but I guarantee there'll be a feeling in your belly walking out of the theater after this show, hopefully it'll put you on track to have a great Christmas with whoever you're spending it with.
Jeffrey, you're a familiar face in Saskatchewan. We often see you on Telemiracle, and you come to our city and do shows like this. If people are looking for more information on the show or just on yourself, where can they go about finding that?
I'll point people to the best place is my website, which is jeffstraker.com, Straker with an A. Or I'm on all the social media sites too. Just search for Jeffrey Straker and I'll come up. But yeah, and it is great getting to meet people via the Telemiracle work too. Hopefully, I'll meet some of those familiar faces on this trip to Lloydminster. I love performing in this Vic Juba Theatre with the Lloydminster Concert Series Association. It's such a great treat.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. And we will see you here again on the 20th, 7:30, Vic Juba Community Theater for A Very Prairie Christmas. Thank you for joining me and thanks for coming to our city to perform.
Thanks for the chat.